Hail the Corgi! The Indiana Fever beat the Atlanta Dream in Game 3, securing their first-round series and punching a ticket to the semifinals. The win opens up several storylines worth unpacking: key performances, playoff implications, and most notably, the anticipation surrounding Caitlin Clark's potential return to action. I did some digging to get the full answer, which I'll share in this video. But first, let's take a moment to appreciate just how big this win was for the Fever. Coming in as underdogs, they pulled off something truly special. Not just winning, but the way they did it. Down 5 with only 2 minutes left. Most teams wouldn't recover. The Dream had an 84% chance of closing it out right there. Yet Indiana fought back, showing grit, composure, and nerves of steel. Considering everything they've endured this season, losing Caitlin, Sophie, Sydney, Aerie, and Chloe, reaching the semifinals is already a massive accomplishment. To be one of the league's top 4 teams under those circumstances says it all. And if the emotional reactions after the game were any indication, this victory clearly meant everything to them.
Some players done a good job of talking about how much you guys do today. What does she need to be? Maybe you would go, oh, man. Coaches for 8 years. I've been in the record teams for Indiana Fever, so I know what my favorite candidate. I know whoever's tried to go kind of in this position. I've never had a coach or it to be respectfully like that guy. I go out value and never make sure that I'm a pro. So for the first time in my career, I really feel like I have to really value what I bring to the table as a person to the person. Not just a player, but as a person. So I always love that you get an opportunity to be one. It's hard to do that and be that as a professional athlete and find coaches that believe in you. I'll never say that to you. So thank you, Coach.
This season has tested her in countless ways. Yet she's kept the Fever mentally sharp and steady despite a revolving door of players. The results speak for themselves. They're heading to the semifinals. And while fans have criticized Stephanie White for her handling of Caitlin Clark, she deserves credit for keeping this team together. Looking ahead, despite the complaints and things many wish had been handled differently this season, there's no denying the bright spots. Several players stepped up, the locker room stayed tight. And with Caitlin back next year, the Fever should be serious contenders. But before we get there, let's talk about some fun moments right after this game. Lessons the rest of the league might want to take note of. First up, the Fever's admin wasted no time clapping back at ESPN after every single analyst picked them to lose. That's how it's done. You let your performance on the court speak, and when the moment's right, you respond with confidence. Meanwhile, Alicia Gray, who had a fan tossed for mild heckling, might want to lighten up. Someone get her a Kleenex sponsorship. And just to show the difference, look at how Indiana handled getting booed after their win. They laughed it off, showing grit and humor at the same time.
Caitlin Clark showing you guys how to interact with the fans. You don't pull a Kalia Copper and go to the post-game podium and complain about fans booing. It's a part of the game. Caitlin Clark didn't pull an Angel Reese and get a whole fake racism investigation started because opposing fans are booing you. This is stardom. This is how you handle booing fans. You don't go get a fake investigation started because you can't handle people booing you.
Start the investigation for hate speech, Kathy. Because apparently, fans aren't allowed to cheer against the other team anymore, right? Jokes aside, this is how you handle it. In sports, fans boo, players move on. Tell the 352 in attendance to head home and cry into their pillows if they want. The Fever's response was perfect, earning well-deserved praise. Caitlin Clark set the example of how to engage with fans, embracing the energy instead of complaining. You don't pull a Kalia Copper move and use the post-game podium to whine about booze. It's part of the game, always has been.
Scott Agnes, it's not the groin, it's the ankle. It's not the groin, it's the ankle. People saying stop lying, man. Scott Agnes is the one person that's been legit. He's the one person, regardless of what you've said, what you think about him. He is the closest thing to an insider.
With Caitlin Clark seen leaping in Atlanta and jumping on the sideline, a return suddenly feels physically possible. Scott Agnes reports the issue is no longer the groin, shifting the conversation entirely. Now that the Fever have advanced, fans can't help but wonder, after those practice videos, could Caitlin Clark actually make her comeback?
You actually just referenced it twice. It is Indiana. Dropped 2 of the 3 games for them this year, but you haven't seen them since late July. What excites you about that matchup?
That they haven't seen the releases yet. They caught us when we were at a bit in turmoil. Not only that, they whooped us.
Indiana dropped 2 of their 3 games against the Aces this year. But that's not the whole story. Becky Hammon insists the Fever haven't seen Las Vegas at their best yet. But it's the playoffs. Anything can happen. Lower seeds have shocked the world before and won championships across sports. If Indiana does reach the finals, it could have given Caitlin Clark enough time to ramp up for a return. That would have been the perfect Michael Jordan sophomore season arc. Like Caitlin, MJ missed much of his second year due to a broken foot, only to storm back in the playoffs and drop a record-setting 63 points on Boston in 1986. Clark has already proven she can bounce back from injury and dominate. You only need to remember her 9 points in 38 seconds against the Liberty, burying threes from way beyond the arc. And honestly, the WNBA should want her back. Ratings without Caitlin have been struggling, but with her return, viewership would skyrocket, potentially hitting 4 million. That's exactly the kind of surge the league needs when negotiating better pay, something Breanna Stewart has argued for to honor the trailblazers who built the WNBA. But here's the reality. The Fever have officially ruled Caitlin out for the playoffs. Once you're off the roster, you can't be added back in, no matter how far the team advances. That means there's 0 chance of a fairy tale comeback this season. Why did Indiana make this call? Maybe they didn't expect to get this far. Whatever the reasoning, they've locked themselves into finishing 2025 without Caitlin on the floor. It's disappointing, because elite players often push through injuries in the postseason. And it feels like Caitlin, given the chance, could have done the same. Still, Fever fans can take heart in what this team has accomplished without her. Their grit, resilience, and unity bode well for the future. With Caitlin healthy next season, especially if she keeps rocking those black Air Force Ones, and maybe a little magic from the lucky corgi, the Fever have the potential for a true Cinderella run. They've shown the spirit. Now we wait to see what the basketball gods have in store. If you're still here, drop a W in the comments. You're the real MVP. Thanks for watching and sticking with me. Love him or hate him for his comments about Fever fans. Scott stays close to the team and rarely shares anything that isn't essentially sanctioned. That makes this worth trusting. The takeaway: if Caitlin's groin is healed, she'll be ready, whether it's late this postseason or, at the latest, the start of next year. Either way, the Fever are positioned to contend. They've already beaten the Aces twice this season, so there's no reason to think a finals appearance is out of reach.